So I wanted to share something that has helped me to eliminate knee pain, particularly from knee pain from squats or from lunging type movements. If you're struggling with knee pain, to where you don't respond well to stretching or strengthening exercises or rehab type exercises, foam rolling, activation drills, you name it, even massage, chiropractic adjustments. These are all things that I had tried over the years and nothing really worked. And it wasn't until I started to change how I was addressing the pain, and that's when I was able to get rid of knee pain from squatting and lunging. So basically, all of the conventional treatments are focused on muscles. They're focused on the body. And what I realized was that pain is not generated in the body. It's felt in the body, but it's driven from the brain and through the nervous system. So by addressing my pain as a kind of a brain first approach, meaning that I work with activating certain areas of the brain because that is where the cause of pain goes. And so if I can improve the activation, that's how I was able to decrease pain. And I've worked with many clients over the years when I was training clients with great success with dealing with pain like this. So basically, squatting and lunging, if you're getting knee pain from squatting and lunging, something you can try is to slow the speed of the squat. So basically, taking your standard squat and working about a 4-second descent. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll have a brief kind of 1 second or so hold, just a little pause at the bottom, and then about a 2-second or so coming up. So it's deliberately and intentionally very slow, because sometimes the speed of movement, even if you're not moving super fast, like you might not be squatting at high speeds, but the speed of movement sometimes can trigger a threat response in the brain, where it's just, again, the brain perceives some kind of threat to our survival, and it can happen through movement. So if our bodies, or more specifically our brain and nervous system, are not prepared to handle even normal kind of speeds, we can get a threat response that triggers pain. So things like knee pain from squats, or knee pain during lunging, things like that can happen. So that's one way. Is sometimes we just have to intentionally and deliberately really slow things down. And I found that it works really well as a way to help decrease pain. So we're looking for 3 things in particular. So if you do this and you don't want to just judge it on, well, I did it super slow and it didn't get rid of my knee pain, I still have it. So we're looking for one of 3 things to happen. So number 1 is we're looking for, obviously, a decrease in pain. So if your pain completely goes away, then that's icing on the cake. Great, perfect. You address the main cause really well. But a lot of times it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes we get a decrease in pain. So if you rate your pain on an intensity scale of 0 to 10, 10 being excruciating, you can't bear anything more, it's the worst it can be, and 0 is nothing, rate your pain on a 0 to 10 scale for that day, and then go through the super slow movement and assess it. Did that number on the scale come down? And if it came down, you're on the right track. Sometimes the brain and nervous system just need a little bit more reinforcement, meaning that the more that you do this over time, the more pain will decrease. So that can happen. Another thing that can happen is sometimes the pain doesn't change, but the movement does, meaning that, I'll show you from the side, if I come down and the lowest I can squat without pain or without it getting too bad, let's say I can only go about to here, right? Almost like half, parallel, like maybe not even quite that, and that's about as far as I can go. But maybe when I do the drill or the exercise I do super slow, if I get an improvement, like I can come down lower and it doesn't increase my pain. May not decrease it, but it doesn't increase it. That's a positive sign, because a lot of times what happens with knee pain, especially knee pain with squatting and lunging, is that we will experience an improvement in movement before we feel a decrease in pain. So if your mobility is improving, then you can keep doing that, because over time, like I said, the brain just sometimes needs more input, more feedback in order to create the change in pain. So if you're improving in movement, keep going with it. Over time, you can expect a decrease in pain. So hopefully that helps to, if you're struggling with knee pain from squatting or lunging, give it a go, and leave a comment in the section below. Let me know how it works.